Anywho, for those of us that can hear us and are watching, welcome to Inter's Racing League Round 5 at Suzuka. It is a sprint weekend in the world of Inter's Racing. Tiers 2 and 3 have been done the past couple nights. We're on Tier 1 this evening. This, well, this late Saturday afternoon for the Oceanic viewers, and very early in the morning for Lord and I. How you doing, bud? Well, can't complain. Just watching some virtual racing and having a good time with it. Per usual, anytime I'm trying to do commentary. Yep, especially with current second place in the championship, Meowsy holding the top spot as Yusuf goes a tenth slower. Yeah, 27.8 followed by 27.9.14, or yeah, 27.9.14 for Yusuf, and then we're I might be on pace with the safety car from the 80s. I have not actually played this game in months, so that's where I'm at, folks. You know, you all good. No telemetry. Sorry, that's one thing that they're big on, as much as it annoys myself. Yep, same here. For tier standings or overall? We'll start with tier 1. As far as drivers go, Williams driver Websy is running the show here at 78 points. Miyazzi's behind him by 276. Then my boy Yusuf at 72, right there in third. Checkered is in fourth with 68. Campbell Adams 65. Sir Joshi with 53 in the McLaren. Karma is at 45. Farmer Sam at 35. Then the next full-time driver is Zox at 27. Sauzetti at 18. Chillpill at 18. Aussie 2K and Mighty Wombat tied at 15 for P14 in the championship. Set Domi at 14. Apollo Pepsi at 18th. Fins at 19th. GLX Cam with 6 points. And Devo is the last full-time driver. As far as... Sorry, go on. As far as team standings go, Williams is at 141, RB is at 103, Aston Martin at a flat 90, Ferrari at 82, Red Bull at 79, McLaren 66, Mercedes 55, Sauber at 50, Alpine at 39, and Haas rounding out the Tier 1 standings at 29. Taking a peek at the overall standings following last week's races, RB is at 355 in first, Williams at 308, Ferrari at 221, my boys Aston Martin at 200, with Sauber right on our tails at 199, McLaren at 181, Red Bull at 165, Alpine at 163, Mercedes at 140, and Haas at 95, the last team to break the triple-digit barrier. Yeah, I mean, there's points on the board, some decent points, regardless of where you finish. And they might be towards the lower end of that ish, based on going back to the standings, but they're also again right in the midfield. Mighty Wombat is here. Set Dami is. I do believe he is out tonight. That's why we have Prosperic in. There we go. Oh, if he's on a hot lap, he might have just invalidated. Yep, he invalidated it. Definitely gotta get my act together. I'm rusty on the commentary side too. Yeah, I was gonna say the handling model of this game isn't the best. In a track around here with these cars, even on quali fuel is kind of a struggle to say the least. Especially. I see you run with ads. The TP ads. Cuts is his display name for whatever reason. The two Ferraris giving each other giving a tow. Websy giving Cam a tow. Entering Degna 1 and 2. Trying to catch everything else here where we're at with everything. Joshy's getting a tow right now to the line. Goes up, goes P1. Oh, and then there's Yusuf with no tow. Going half a second quicker than Joshy. Great googly moogly as we enter the final laps of qualifying. It looks like Websy's going to be the first one to cross the line here at 27.8 on softs. And pulls out a 27.0 on those softs. We find the Red Bull to cross the line and smash. And what does he have in store for us? Don't know. The HUD went away for us. Alright, let's see the list here. So, yeah, tier 1 is, it's cracking, man. But yeah, Miyazi with a 27.003, Websy with a 27.080, Yusef 27.1. The top three holding the top three spots after qualifying, but 1 and 2 are flipped around.
Hey Lord, I can't hear you on the comms, mate. No. Can hear Ray fine.
Yay. Is it fully checked in or plugged in? More technical difficulties, folks. Apologies.
How's the audio now? Can you guys hear me now?
We are checking.
Perfect.
It was. Oh, hold on.
Yep, I got you.
Yeah, it was just like I think it was because of my controllers plugged in.
Perfect. Okay, guys, I'll let you enjoy the race. I'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Sorry for the difficulties.
More pressure on EVA now.
And we have
red
red
lights.
lights going on now.
I've ridden one of the helis, but there's more. Oh, it's all truck roll them coming in.
And away we go at the sprint race for Suzuka. Yusuf already climbing into P2 as we get tight into turn 1.
Good launch by MC. Number 2. As we got
There's a
out
wheel
of
bang in between Wombat and Finns.
we got a little bit of racing and back in the mid pack. Apollo following the last. You think that might be part of the strategy to watch the carnage?
It might be just with with this race. You have the SS to start off the lap, and it can get really crazy. It's a fairly tight track, all things considered, until you get to the main straight. You only have a couple of real decent options to overtake in at the first corner, the hairpin, and then the chicane right before the start finish.
Alright. It looks like so far no really. The Salver in 11th has already picked up 2 positions. He's got a little bit of pop.
The top 3 already creating a little bit of a gap, but nothing too crazy. Websy is looking like he's either had a moment. He had a bit of a gap breaking between him and Yusuf.
Ooh.
Aussie with a 30-second corner cutting.
Yep. That might have been a shove off track. I don't know. That looked pretty close to me. Back to the top 3. MC.
And Aussie with a 10-second penalty for. now up to 13 seconds in penalty for the corner cutting.
He's just not having a good lap. He just got a poor start.
It could be a minor moment in the coding. He might have not even actually gained a spot. Like, we know that this game is good for that.
Look, I love EA. No, we're kidding. We love EA. Don't come after us, please.
We're innocent, we promise. Websy locking up into the hairpin a little bit.
That was a nasty lockup.
It didn't lose too much, but Finns did gain for a moment, and now it's kind of stagnated there.
The Alpine of ZOQ-X is actually on the move.
Zox.
He's up to 8th after starting 10th.
Wombat had a little bit of a moment there out of Spoon. Rear end got there, and Joshy is taking advantage of it, getting alongside of him. Coming to 130R.
Pepsi's up 2 positions. He's on the move. Ooh, that gap start. MC's up to 3/10 up on the 2nd place.
We need to show them where the
lap, use of GOAT. 29.6.
As he takes the lead into turn 1 as well. I like to see that. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to be unbiased.
Okay, we got the Ferrari. Oh, it's still a very good battle through the S's.
They haven't really, the grid hasn't really spread out too much. Prosperic and Sheldon kind of
having a little battle right there.
Yep, they've fallen off just a little bit with Apollo just kind of creating a gap there.
A little over 1.5 seconds, not too bad. Apollo's got some.
Nice thing about the sprint races, it's just pure racing. We don't have to worry about any pit strategy. It is just how quickly can these guys go. And
Limitless is about ready to start making a move on Aussie.
And then he has a very minor moment.
Yep.
And then speaking of moments, Aussie has one coming out of Spoon.
Yep, I saw that.
Zox is right on the tail of Mighty Wombat going into 130R. Looking down the, what'll be the outside of the chicane, now the inside. Ooh, there is a little bit of contact.
A little bit of contact. Might have been a hair of contact, but not too bad.
Nope, nothing to really send anything, just a slight time loss to cam now, but that was a little bit of a late defense there for Mighty Wombat, but Zoc still takes the inside line, loose on the rear end.
Quite a battle for 7th, 8th, and 9th. They're under a blanket. Mighty Wombat,
just holding
Wombat's
back,
down,
watching from behind.
Wombat's falling back a little bit.
Giving up or something?
His tires, look at his tires have been falling off or something like that. He overusing his tires.
Probably just pushing a little too hard, but the rear end is stepping out quite a bit, so it could be just the handling of the game. But yeah, he's struggling with the rear end of the car, trying to get around some of these corners on throttle.
We are going to go on board with him and see how much he's fighting that car.
He used to have fallen down to 3rd now as Meowsy holds the lead over Websy and Yusef and Finns as there's a 4-way battle for the lead.
Ooh.
Joshy just kind of hanging in there, a little over 2nd behind the folks.
Ooh, great battle. Oh. Sir Joshy is coming. Sir Joshy's going to make it a 5-way battle.
Nose to tail through 130R and everybody looking for something into the chicane. 2x2 going into the chicane for a moment before everyone decides to settle into a line and go through.
Is he gonna make it 3 wide? Oh, I thought he was.
Nope, they're just gonna follow him through. We're playing a little DRS game around here down that front stretch.
Second, MC to 3rd. By a nice double move by the Williams and the Aston Martin.
Joshy's lost a couple of tenths to the 4 cars ahead.
Yep, Joshy lost a little
Finns has
bit.
finally found his way really into this battle now.
Oh, AMS is starting to put a little bit of a gap on there. Looks like that Williams got some zip.
It is, but one thing to pay attention to or to notice is the Ferrari of Meowsy has quite a bit of overtake available to him.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Oh.
But they're all hanging in there. Finns is kind of hold on. Oh, he has a moment out of spoon curve. Rear end really stepping out, but good job saving that. If you look at it from a team perspective, Ferrari is holding the best team position with Alpine close behind.
That Alpine has quite a bit of charge too. Let's see what I can't. That's nice. Camera back a little bit.
Yusef goes into the lead into turn 1 with an inside move on Websy.
Where are my camera settings? Hello. Alright, great
Top three kind of going in and out with each other.
Joshy's lost a little bit more, but Zox. But Zox is up to 6 now. That Alpine is looking mighty fast.
It is, and it's also looking like Joshy's kind of losing the rear. Not a ton, but he's having issues with...
the rear starting to slip a little bit. Might be a yeah, I'm thinking it might be a tire temperature with him.
Yep. Wombat has been able to hold through a little bit.
Wombat, he looks like he's about to cover. Nothing changed in the back. 13, 14, 15, same positions. Looks like IRT is coming up on Silp Hill a little bit. Starting to gain a little bit. Poor Aussie with those, 10-second penalties?
13 seconds worth of penalties now, but again, I got a feeling that it might be the track limits glitch being a thing here, but driver's got to race as it shows. He's got to race like it's 13 seconds of penalties as he steps out a little bit going into the first part of the chicane.
7th, 8th, and 9th are in a blanket for a battle too as well. We've got a nice battle for the 7th, 8th, and 9th, as well as a damn good, pardon my French, damn good battle for the lead.
Yeah, we got one group of 4 cars up at the front, and then we have a group of 5 cars, it looks like, kind of holding on for that 5th place position.
Zoc is up to 5th. And he's going to make it a 5-way battle for the lead.
He could potentially. He's charging right now.
Just remember,
He's hard charging to that back.
it's only the top 8 who get points in the sprint race. So it's going to be a great battle for Wombat's got to hold on to that last position with all his might so he can at least score some points for Haas.
All his might and all the grip he has left on that rear set of tires.
So which one of you dipshits just shot me down?
Looks like Wombat has a nice little gap to the Aston Martin in ninth.
Lord, hide
Cashmere, Air Force,
Hide your spectator.
Simulated Elk, which one?
Listen, man, the igloo wants what the igloo wants.
As we come to the line here for 2 laps to go into the Tier 1 sprint race around Suzuka. Websy is your leader. Yusef is right behind him with DRS, closing the gap on the inside and sets up in line.
You're making it really hard to forget my mistake.
Yowzy getting a little loose.
I'll make sure when I drop all those
entry,
fucking
but
rocks.
keeps it in line as he's got fins up the inside of him now. Side by side through the S's.
Those Alpines,
It's been a while
man.
since I've seen that.
That was a pretty move by the Alpine.
It was kind of a ballsy move, if you ask me a little bit, doing that right into the right in the S's.
Oh, yeah.
But nonetheless, he made it stick, made it work, and
he's gonna work
Meowsy with a moment out of Digna too. He is losing the rear of that car.
Still the top
And fast.
four. Zox lost is back down to 6th.
But we see a moment of slight chicken here between the two up front for DRS coming down the main straight as Fins is looking to pounce on any mistake that either driver makes.
190R.
We get to 130R.
Yep.
Websy takes the lead into it, and yeah, it's going to be it's going to be Yusef with the DRS coming down that main straight,
He has a lot of time.
going into the final lap.
That Alpine.
They pull inside. He's going to breeze by him now. Can Yusef hold on for the sprint win? With a hard charging Finn and Meowsy ready to pounce on any mistake anybody in this top 4 makes.
Actually, Joshy's probably in the best position if any of the. Joshy's actually the one in the captain seat right now because if the leader screws up, all 4 of them are going.
And not necessarily. These guys have some really good reflexes.
Nice battle.
You're driving a car at 200, almost 200 miles an hour, and you got to have some damn good reflexes
Yes, we do.
to be driving these
This
things.
is gonna be a really good finish. I got the front half of the field. You got the back half. I got the. Alright, I'm gonna fly on this battle. Let's see. Oh, Yosef coming through Spoon. Down the back straightaway to 130R.
Cam has a moment out of Spoon curve. Zox is hunting Joshy down. Joshy out of ERS. He's going to be on the outside of 130R.
Battle into the chicane at the last corner.
And your sprint winner for
sprint
Tier
winner
1
is
will
Yusef.
be Yusef by almost a second, with Websy second, Fins third, Meowsy fourth, and Zox.
5th.
What happened to Joshy? Joshy had a moment. He went from 5th to 9th.
I didn't catch that because I was on the battle of the lead.
Zox was able to capitalize. Wombat, Chill Pill, everyone from 9th up able to capitalize on whatever happened to Joshy into the chicane.
Are you on the stream? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Because I didn't catch the incident. I was on the lead thing. The lead,
Oh no, you're good.
That's a wrap for the sprint. 8 points.
So your top 10 for the sprint: Yusef, Websy, Fins, Meowsy, Zox.
Race director. Let's see what we got. Alright. It does. I thought it was going to say what the penalties were for Aussie, but it didn't. All right.
Well, the chat's getting a little spicy between Cam and Joshy.
Oh.
Supposedly Joshy got rear-ended by Cam, and Cam is responding back. We'll let that be for the
We'll let that be
for the folks back at home. As we now get into qualifying for our feature race.
There's gotta be an MCU near
6 minutes longer than the sprint qualifying. 12 minutes for sprint. We are at 18 for the feature race of the evening. 27 laps around the beautiful Suzuka circuit in Japan.
Got him. Stick to the hills, boys.
Nobody coming out right now. Oh, there is a car coming out now. It is the Sauber of Will Sheldon. As he trundles his way down the pit lane onto the main stretch of Suzuka circuit.
Alright, the grip level is going to be there because there hasn't been any rain, and it's just built up from the sprint race.
You think they're coming from south of Ikla? Southwest.
I think Apollo is heading out.
Almost correct.
On intermediate? Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
They are hard pushing.
Welcome to Inners Racing, brother.
Got into them, but they are like stupid pushing me right now.
So currently on outlaps we have Will Sheldon, Prosperic, and we'll use air quotes around Apollo for on inters around here, but this is just breaking in the setup a little bit. Wombat also putting on the inters for his outlap, it looks like. So what are your thoughts after that sprint race?
It's gonna be a
real tight packed racing, huh?
It's gonna be a good race actually.
Who's your top 3 prediction?
I honestly,
They got this whole place surrounded.
I think it's gonna be the reversed order. I have a feeling that MC and I might Zox might surprise me and finish up there too. Both those Alpines looked really good during that sprint race.
They did.
Those Alpines
where is
and
he?
Sir Joshi.
Yeah, Finn's was strong all race. He had was holding up there with the comeback at the end, and then Zox just moving his way up the grid through the race. And think about it, they only had 9 laps to do that. They have
27.
triple the amount now. They have 27. And now we get into the thick of it with pitch strategy as we hop on board with Will Sheldon for his flyer on mediums. He'll be the first one to set a lap.
We got Mighty Wombat as well. Mighty Wombat on Andrews as well. Prosperic right behind him.
Finn's also loading up on the inners right now. Will Sheldon and Prosperic are going not fully representative laps, but they're not going to be slouch laps either. Running mediums.
Looks like the faster guys are waiting to go out just to get some rubber in the track, it looks like, which is...
Yep, track evolution. Especially around here, it is big. But the Fala...
Will Shadeen, how do you pronounce his name?
Will Sheldon.
So Will Sheldon put up a nice 130. Or 130.02 with Prosperic putting a 29.7. Just remember, these are not representative laps. These are just warm-up laps just to get some rubber in the track. So 129.7. The softs, it depends on if they chose what. Since it's usually I'm assuming they probably went with balance is C3, 4, 3, and 2.
The compound type wouldn't change depending on what kind of tire loading you put. It was just the amount of each compound.
Or small hill.
Oh, it doesn't change.
So like, softer would give you a couple more sets of soft between the races, whereas the harder would give you an extra hard that you could use in a practice session
Uh-oh. Yeah.
and have more available to you in the race.
MC having some connection issues.
That's not looking good for Battle Cat's team, especially with his driver with obviously leading the Tier 1 championship and keeping Ferrari right in it for the overalls. I shouldn't say right in it, but anything can change with this early in the season.
Oh, IRT. Oh, IRT just had a botched his at lap. Looks like he's gonna go again. He's still
Botch still goes goes 3/4 of a second faster.
IRT looks
Gotta-
like he had some speed.
Gotta love the irony that happens with whatever commentators say.
Oh, yeah. That happens all the time in racing. They mess up and still do good.
Yep. So how familiar are you with Suzuka circuit?
It's not one of my best circuits. It's like actually one of my worst circuits overall finish-wise. I have a high DNF rate here, unfortunately, so I'm not a very big fan of it.
It's good scenery. I don't like it for the race. I don't like it because it doesn't necessarily produce great racing, but also depends on who you're racing with. But no, it's got one of those. It's got one of the weird quirks, I'd say, in when it comes to qualifying. Obviously, every track you're trying to. It is for its layout. But the issue that comes with this circuit, and you can argue it on any circuit, but this one really kind of exposes it with how it starts, is tire life over the course of one lap. And it's starting out with the S's, a lot of back and forth lateral pressure on the tires, a lot of lateral wear to start the lap. Like how hard you hit the S's and sacrifice time at the end versus a little bit easier through the S's and try and give yourself more grip towards the end of the lap, like out of spoon curve and 130R, as Mauzy has more issues.
EV's on an out lap and softs. Same with Limitless, who just came out.
Fins is on a flyer. Looks like he just goes purple in sector 1.
So he's on mediums, so he's not like putting an actual representative lap down.
Well, no. He's putting an actual lap in. It's just not representative of what these guys could do with the softs.
Right. Alright, let's see what EV's got. He's coming out of spoon right now off his. The sucky part about this is softs wear really badly here. They're not going to be your friend.
Armored vehicle from the south.
No, it's like I said, it's that lateral pressure and wear on the tires with this track. And then, yep, Fins goes purple in sector 2.
They're pushing pretty hard on Monterey.
And like you think about it, the wear is pretty bad when it comes to qualifying. Throw that with racing around other cars, as Fins goes to 28.4 on mediums.
Yeah, so that means the track's cooking right now. The track has insane grip right now, because 28.4 is super fast for softs here. But not to lose, guys. Put them on me, put them on softs, and then put them break the track record. Why don't we?
You said it yourself. We got some esports quality drivers right now.
The way they're laps running, I think the way the racing is, I personally think is a little bit better than the esports guys.
If you want to get mine, you can pepper the southern road, lead straight to the next.
Hey man, when you got a championship on the line, you're gonna do everything you can. Obviously, being clean about it, but.
Speaking of actual Formula One starts. The actual Formula One season starts this Sunday in Australia.
Okay, buddy, we're not advertising the full league. They haven't lined our pocket. No, I'm kidding.
I that was my podcast,
I mean, we really should be advertising next week, Friday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time with Tier 3 next week.
You put up a nice 27.3 on softs.
1.1 seconds quicker than the fastest
Medium.
medium lap set by Finns, so...
That just shows you how fast the softs actually are. They're very grippy, and I'm sure they're running a little bit lower tire pressure because of the elevation changes and the lateral movement of the wheels.
Well, these guys,
Right out of the main base hopping.
also, you think about it too. These guys aren't going to put in their balls to the wall lap yet either. They're going to put in a solid banker, and then you're going to see a slew of cars coming out of the pits at
Sergeant Kite, was that with you with the RPG?
2.5 to go in qualifying, and everyone's going to be struggling to find a gap as they start their final laps, and we're going to see some really fast laps coming through at the end of this qualifying session.
Yeah, we still got 7 minutes left. Zox, Josh, Suzuka, AMS, and MC are putting down some laps. MC's back after some internet issues. IRT's going out on a bank. Ooh, AMS with a 27.2. My personal thing is, my first lap was a 29, so I really could not compare to these guys.
The times that they put in is insane. Combination of hard work and just skill and
They put more work.
understanding how the car is going to react in different situations and making the most out of it.
They put about as much time as a 40-hour work week job into get these lap times to become the best of us. They ain't tier 1 for nothing, folks. Especially with being an oceanic, especially with us being an oceanic league. Your biggest fan base, their biggest fan base is down there, to the Philippines and Australia. So it's no shocker that most of these guys are fast because they're learning their techniques based on real life driving and watching YouTube, I'm sure.
Yeah, plenty of good content out there to get familiarized with and practice on their own. I also could be wrong. I could be wrong about this. So please, anyone in the chat or in the Discord, please correct me. I'm pretty sure we have one keyboard driver with drop bear for Haas.
Oh, he's crazy.
I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's drop bear that's our keyboard driver. And then I don't recall how many people are on controller, if any, beyond me.
In the comments on Discord, put down what you guys' race was. See if you guys see what kind of wheels we got after the race.
And Battlecat confirming it is drop air that does drive keyboard. That is some.
I personally go with those though. That's just me though.
When that information first dropped about drop air being keyboard,
That was
my jaw dropped.
you gotta be insanely slow. Sounds like you got an outlier there.
There's still spawn in Southwest, right on top of the...
Yeah, they have an MC up there.
Keyboard players are crazy. That's all I have to say about that, but suit themselves.
They have an MC in there.
They definitely are crazy.
Alright, looks like it's just Finn out there on a hot lap right now, about 4 minutes left to qualifying. Zoc,
It'd be really nice if our team had
Zox and Silpill have not put in laps yet, are they?
Hey, cheers on a radio, guys.
It definitely is part of the strategy. We want to try and get as much rubber out there as you can, so that we
Just gotta walk around.
car feels
You get
as
this, like,
sticky as possible.
Very light white noise sound.
So they're probably
It'll
like-
get louder the closer you
They
get to
might be saving tires for
The race, yeah. Especially just in case if there's like Because I didn't see if there was rain, so I could be wrong. There might be a chance of rain. I didn't catch that, so correct me if I'm wrong, Tap.
Yeah, I did not see anything for rain, but we also didn't get the opportunity to see it from
Yep.
all
That's
things
why I just asked the chat about it. Make sure, see if they caught it. Ooh, we got more. We got Aussie on Outlap.
Yeah, only a handful of drivers, Aussie, Mash, and Apollo.
Nash with the fastest lap so far. So MC with the fastest. So my bad. Yep, Nash is on his lap. Yep, there looks. Oh, Zox is coming out.
Yep, everyone's coming out now with the 2-minute countdown on.
Yep. All right.
So far, it looks like it's timed out well, so we're not having any.
It's gonna be close for some of those backmarkers just leaving now.
Yeah, Chill Pill and looks like both Ferraris. One of them just leaving now. Oh, they're both leaving now. So Chill Pill is the last one to leave the pits. As Aussie 2K is coming around the final corner to start his flyer.
Aussie going on first. Iron like a Mash. Got going on Mash on
Clean
board.
first part of the lap for Aussie 2K. Didn't run too wide on the exit of one.
We got Mash right behind him in the S's. And we got Pepsi going through the S's as well. He's 7th fastest right now.
Aussie 2K goes purple in the first sector.
Okay,
Keeping the throttle on through the S's.
That's... He must have insane grip on that. Insane grip. Because that is actually really hard to do.
I'm telling you, man, these guys put in the work for it. Aussie enters spoon curve. That car is stuck to the ground. He did not run out wide. That is a little surprising, but it might be slippery on the green stuff on the exit there. As we come up to the timing line. It was not purple in Sector 2 for Aussie 2K as he enters the chicane.
It's going to be close for these guys coming around because they're still on their outlap. Ooh, we got a caution. Caution Sector 1 and 3.
And Aussie goes 28-2 for his lap. It's going to be hard for him to keep up with that. He has no overtake available. We get on to Mash, who had a mare. He is not going to have a decent lap put in here. He'll be in the bottom 5 as he is the first one to cross the line after the checkered flag. The next person to cross the line, I believe, should be Yusuf and...
Yep, Yusuf, yep.
Oh, no. The next person to cross the line is going to be Chill Pill. As he crosses the timing line for Sector 2, and it is not purple. Doesn't mean it's not a PB yet.
It looks like what we got for the...
He comes down to cross the line. He goes 8th with a 28-2. As we get a Haas to cross the line. Mighty Wombat P4. Drop Bear will stay 13th. He does improve, but not by much as Zox can cross the line. Ooh, that was the issue lap. As Joshy now comes across the line, he is up slightly and he goes P4 with a 27-3. As the Sauber crosses the line, stays 14th. Websy goes P2.
See what Ben can do. Ben improve is on his lap.
Whatever on me, Reed.
That is tight. Yusuf is going to be crossing the line here momentarily. And it looks like he was P4 at the end. I couldn't see. And let's see what our top 5 rounds out to be. It is Meowsy with a 26.9. Yusef with a 27.051. Finns with a 27.182. Websy in the Williams with a 27.256. And Joshi with a 27.376. That's your top 5.
IRT, and it looked like Zox had a little bit of issues on their lap, so hopefully they can improve during the race, because they were two of the quickest people in this sprint race. So let's see what they can do.
Based on how the grid's looking, like, who do you think will be the biggest climber?
I personally think, because I have my eyes on Zox, but I was also looking at Chill Pill too, because he had some speed during the sprint.
See, I like to hear that. I think our biggest climber is going to be Aussie 2K from, I believe it was
Oh yeah,
P10?
I forgot this is still qualifying, it looks like.
Yep, it was qualifying. No. Now we're into the race. Now we are into the race, my brother, and it is going to be a fun one. Pit strategy coming in.
I'm staring at the road, I don't know about you,
Yep, it's the spectator's curse, so to say. Everyone's lined up on the grid, and we just get to watch pit lane be pit lane with the marshals just chilling there.
Welcome to pit lanes, folks.
We don't even get the countdown for when we start. We just kind of get popped onto the front of the grid and say, "Hey, here you go."
Yep. I think it's having connection issues because we're just spectating. There might be issues with lobby, so.
Nope, no connection issues. This is just literally how it is. See, there we go. 5 red lights
are out, and away we go. Good launch by Meowsy. Good side-by-side battle in turn 1. Yusuf takes the lead out of turn 2. Still side
a lot of these guys.
Even Jim, he's on the roof of that.
I have to remember now it's a marathon, not a sprint, so it control the field if you're at the front. You don't have to run away with it. And nobody falling off so far.
See this moment?
Everyone kind of in a single file line. Nobody really doing anything too crazy off the start. Oh! I think Drop Bear might have got into the back of Mash there and sent him off into the on the back end of Degner 2.
Doesn't look like Mash has too much damage, so I think he'll be alright. I think he'll be alright.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't see actually. Nope, no front wing damage on the front of that Haas there for Drop Bear, so.
Looks like we'll be alright. Looks like so far our biggest mover so far is Zox. Up 2 positions after that stuff. Limitless down 2 positions as well. No changes 3 through 6. Ooh, that's an interesting strategy.
Everyone is on, speaking of strategy, everyone is on the mediums except for the McLaren of Sir Joshi and the Alpine of Zox.
You think that might be doing
definitely looking to go long in this race, but I think people are kind of erring on the side of potentially an early safety car.
That's what I was thinking about, yeah. Usually, I personally go with hard. Only like usually like who try to offset strategies go for the undercut or overcut.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how these guys will play. I mean, again, everybody, Aussie has a moment out of Degner 1.
But do keep an eye on that though. Joshi does have hard, so meaning if he could take advantage of the medium squaring out a little bit faster, he might actually be playing the strategy right to his hands.
It is very well. It'll depend on how that crossover is when it comes to the pit window in roughly 9 laps time.
Still everybody within a second of each other.
Yep, nobody really pulling away again. Everybody kind of just control the pace a little bit.
It's literally like it literally was just a snake down to 130R. Wow. It's actually kind of cool. Side by side for second. AMS making a nice little move down to the chicane, come down to the last corner. Websy has the fastest lap so far. Limitless still continuing to struggle with the rear end of that car. He was having issues during the sprint race. You think those issues are still bugging him?
It is possible. I don't. A lot of it could be setup related, so it locks after the sprint and everything. So it could be setup related. It could be tire pressures not being changed between.
That and more fuel in the car.
I was gonna say, yeah, the cars are also loaded with fuel, so it could be the weight transfer kind of coming into play a little bit with the rear of the car.
Relax. Chill Pill's up to 8th now. He's on the move. Apollo Pepsi sitting very nice in 7th. 5th and 6th have not changed. First, it looks like.
Yazzy's lost 2 positions off the start, but
First through 6 is nose to tail, it looks like still.
there is a slight gap between Finns and Joshy just on that tire difference.
Now
But
it's the first 4 that were nose to tail. Looks like we have a battle for the lead. AMS taking the lead going into turn 1. Who's GRS to his advantage. It looks like that Williams is set up beautifully. But Lebsy had speed during the sprint, so let's see what he can do out in clean air. Mash is starting to make some progress.
he is coming back a little bit back there. But again, everyone knows the tail, so everyone's just trying to keep in line, not get a little too crazy.
GLX and Aussie just had a lockup going into the hairpin. You're going to see that a lot tonight. That's a first gear corner, and it's going to be it's another good passage on this track. One of the very few here.
Yeah, this game also known for the glitch as well when it comes to the locking up, so got to pay attention to the tires to make sure it's an actual lockup and not just the visual glitch.
Let's go on board for this battle for the lead. Watch this battle will lead third. We're on board with MC. Ooh, gonna make a. I thought MC was going to follow him. Ooh, leader's touch.
Nobody pushed off track though, so definitely clean racing going on up here. Even if slight contact between a couple of cars. Nobody being put off.
The truck's dead.
The McLarens are kind of back and forth with each other as Sir Joshy's right on the back of these front 4 here too with those hards.
Go on board with Sir Joshy because he actually picked up a little bit. He hasn't really moved much at all.
Hasn't moved, but he's staying on the back end of these guys, and these guys aren't really pushing. They're just kind of keeping with each other, keeping their fuel their fuel levels in check.
It looks like from 10th on back. It looks like it's starting to get a little bit of a gap from 10th on back.
I think Sheldon might have had a moment. He's lost about 2.5 seconds now to Mash. Well, that's the back of the back of the pack is definitely kind of starting to spread a little bit. Yeah, everyone from 11th on up is nose to tail basically. Again, the top couple of guys are just holding with each other, keeping fuel levels in a good spot to push later in the race.
Just remember, Joshy's on those hards, so it looks like those hards are starting to come in because he's staying up with the medium runners right now.
He could be pushing them. Again, it could be these guys are not on the mediums, not pushing too much too, just trying to keep everything in check to be able to push harder at the end of the race.
Zox up the 12.
Jim and Dave, I knocked the guy.
Ooh,
I
what
think I
happened to Sheldon?
knocked them, or maybe I killed him upstairs in the building you're in.
Sheldon.
Looks like he had just another moment.
He just looks like he's struggling with the handling. I wish we could go back and replay, but you know this game is so great.
Yeah, he had a moment last lap too. It looked like he had lost
He is locking up.
lost 2.5 the lap before, and now lost another
Yeah, he's definitely having
almost 4 seconds.
You think he might have like overheated the rears?
Very well possible. It depending on your setup, it's very easy to do that with the S's.
Especially here, yeah.
And it could also be lack of downforce too. This track is sneakily heavy on downforce, especially with that long left-hand sweeping S at the end of the first sector. It's a struggle to get the power down early enough to really hammer it out into the first part of sector 2. As we're nearly 3 wide at the front through the first corner,
Choco's
but
up to 6 now. It's a great move going into the S's. It's the first through 5 are on a blanket. There's a big gap to 5th and 6th now.
ooh, Websy having a moment into the hairpin.
Yes, ooh, I just turned.
Yusuf and Meowsy getting through. Now Josh is kind of
I wish they would
holding there. He's not making a charge, but he's holding on.
I wish this game would bring out some replays so we can actually like go back and replay stuff.
It would be nice, but
You know how you
can't ask for too much. It's difficult enough to have a game that has good physics, good handling. Anywho. Oh, a little Sheldon retire. That is on track. That's a VSC. And the leaders were just around it. Finns was able to sneak in. Apollo, Mighty Wombat, Cam, 2K, Draco. Zox is staying out. He's on those tards, so he's going to get track position now.
Yeah.
But this VSC might...
Actually... Ooh.
The top 5 might top 4 of the top 5 might have gotten screwed. Joshy, I'd still say kind of got screwed a little bit. But
I think the top 3 are sitting ducks right now, especially with the
Finns with the drive-through penalty, speeding.
Gotta love these games.
Ooh.
Same with Chill Pill.
Oh, no. Not my boy.
Actually, I might be mistaken. My mistake.
Nope, it is. They are drive-throughs, unfortunately. Man.
Go back to green flag racing. It's only a virtual safety car, which may have screwed the top 3. But we'll see. It depends on how the Hearts race with the back of the pack.
Yeah, so now the top 6, the only ones with any sort of pit strategy to play with now, as Mash gets a 3-second penalty for multiple track limits violations.
Nope.
Easy to do between the S's, or not necessarily the S's, but the Degnas. But
ooh, Zox is moving up. He's up 9 now.
Joshy is ever so much closer to the podium now, with Finn's taking that pit stop. But again, a drive-through will hammer his race kind of out of contention without a...
Yep, Finn's going to be going in here shortly. He's going to be coming in.
Chill Pill might not get too much of an issue by this. He's already 2/3 of the way down pit lane, almost about to exit, and a lot of the guys are just coming through now.
Finn might be pitting next lap.
Finns does only have 2 more laps to pit. And Chill Pill only lost, looks to be
like
two positions. So I'll take that from my driver. But Finns is going to lose almost everything, if not everything.
Benny, are you on the radio?
So our first
Hey, to
retire.
your
Ooh,
left
Joshy
in that
with a bit of
field,
wheel spin on the corner.
there is like a hunting post. The sniper's in the hunting post.
Joshy's I think the hearts might have played into his favor. We might have been mistaken from the start. We are working on lap 9.
Okay.
Working on lap 10. We are a quarter of the way through this race, or a third of the way through this race. So far, your race recap, we've so far only had one incident, and we brought out a virtual safety car, and half the field pitted. I think everybody except for the front 3 are on hards.
And Chill Pill's on the mediums too. Let's not forget that. But yes, Finns goes to serve his
One of your teammates
drive-through now.
shot me down, but you can go fuck yourself.
Alright, looking at the tires, it looks like
I put RPG right in the
Yep,
bushes
it's
at the
just
base of them. I don't know if that's the one he was in, but
MC, and Yusuf are the only ones on mediums right now. Dashi and Zox have the oldest hard tires with 9 laps apiece. So
These guys at the front here, ahead of Zox, the top 4 here. Not gonna lose they're gonna lose quite a bit of ground, but they're not gonna lose a ton when it comes to the green flag pit stop if we keep under green flag conditions for the rest of the race. So pit strategy definitely holding true for the top 4 right now. It's a matter of when and where do they come out. Do they come out in clean air? Oh yeah. Yeah, that was his drive through.
First 4 cars are pulled away. From 4th to 5th, it's 6.5 second gap. So, the only penalty so far, the game so far tonight is MASH with 3-second time penalty.
I got no eyes on the body.
It's time penalties, you know it's really easy to get up here.
Well, let's not forget Mash can't serve his. Chillpill and Finns also had them,
Yeah,
but they were able to.
Yeah. So with 3-second, so for those who are new, 3-second penalties are the ones for track cutting and excessive track limits. They're 3-second penalties. They cannot be served. Now, if you make collision or speed on pit road, you can serve those 5-second penalties.
It's just the 3s.
Looks like we still got a really good battle for the lead still.
Yeah, these 4 are very familiar with each other, especially the like of Websy and Meowsy. Last season they were duking it out all season long for the championship, and I believe it was Meowsy. I could be wrong, so somebody please correct me. Meowsy took the championship as he takes the first dip into pit lane for green flags. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out here, because again, they did not pit under that VSC. They barely passed pit entry.
Oh, Prosperic just.
So Meowsy so far going from P3, and it looks like he'll only drop to P5.
It's going to be close, but yep, it's going to be P5, so. Just got out.
So Joshy is going to. Joshy might lose out to Mighty Wombat. It depends on how if Mighty Wombat can get a tow to Websy or Meowsy or not.
Before you said that, I was actually going to tell there was a battle forecast going between Apollo and Mighty Wombat.
I could see it. They've been hanging in there with each other all race long.
I would say give it like another lap or two, and I think Wombat will have some Alex and Apollo.
I stand corrected. Thank you, Rosif. It was Webzy that took the championship last season. I knew it was one of the two with the Z at the end.
Speaking of battles, it looks like Battle Blue League's heating up.
It is. Do we get another dip? Oh,
Yes,
both of the top two go in.
Dude with an MG.
Oh, big split. Now Josh is the lead.
He is in the lead, but by virtue of tires at this moment. So it's interesting to see where these two will end up after pit stop. So they get out far enough ahead. As Webzy jump? Ooh. Webzy jumps Yusuf in pit lane.
Webzy and Yosef are up this lane, yep. Josh,
Yep, they'll still get ahead of, they'll get out ahead of that pack.
Chill pill
So they don't have to worry about that necessarily, but yeah, Webzy
down.
jumped Yusuf.
We are down to one medium user, and that is Chillpill. He's sitting in ninth right now with 12 lap old mediums.
If he might be holding out for a potential safety car with
You should be coming up.
everyone down from
Pretty
5th to 11th within largely half a second of each other. Only Apollo, 3/4 of a second, 8/10 off of Yusuf, and Aussie 2K, 3/4 of a second off of Limitless Draco.
Just remember, Joshy and Rock still haven't pitted yet. They're still on their old sets of hearts.
They have, they're gonna go a little too long based on those hards. They're gonna lose out. I think they're gonna come out between 7th and 9th.
I think 7. I mean, they have a 19-second gap to Mousy and AMS.
Well, Zox is gonna come out quite a bit lower because he's
Zox
6.5 behind.
Yeah.
Zox is probably gonna be.
I say Joshy goes back, drops down to 4th of this, but Zox will be like 7th or 8th. Right now, they're let's go to see Chillpill. Chillpill might be pitting this lap. We don't know.
I think you might be underestimating where that pit will come out. I think Zox is gonna be close to 12th or 13th, and Joshy probably about 7th.
Now look at the time. Right.
Yeah, because Meowsy's pulled about 2-3 seconds back now. And Webzy's blitzed up ahead. He's right behind him now. Yusuf is falling off a little bit.
Do you think Chillpill's, like you said, begging for a safety car, or do you just hold him out, trying to overcut the hard cars?
Even if he was trying to overcut, it wouldn't work with how much of a gap there is. He's between him and Joshy. There's just about a pit stop difference, and he still has to get onto a different set of tires. So there's a chance he might be holding out and going medium soft, but it's very, very difficult to do that around here. So he's probably going to be pitting in the next 2 to 3 laps.
Joshy and Zox might be pitting just nope. Joshy's not pitting.
They're coming from the north.
Ooh, whoa, Zox! Zox is in the gravel pit, out of the final corner. As he comes back on, he's got no one behind. Those rears are liquid right now.
He's gonna have to pit now. Well,
yeah, he does not have an option.
That's the answer to our question.
Anybody know why whenever I get a
Only for Zox. Only for Zox. Joshy probably has another
2 or 3 more laps.
I'm gonna say 3 probably. Everyone was pitting on those. I shouldn't say everyone, but Webzy and Yusuf boxed on those mediums after 12, 13 laps.
Watching Zox. Yeah, those rears are nice and toasty. We could probably roast some marshmallows with how hot they are.
Very well possible. Weather's finally nice over here. Could definitely use a couple of s'mores.
Josh, he gained a little bit of time, so that actually might help him out when he comes out of pits.
Joshy's still, Joshy's looking to be about P6
Yeah, I think
Maybe the very back end of P6 onto P7 after his pit stop, whenever that will be.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. Alright, still for you new listeners who tuned in, we've only had one virtual safety car and one car out. Sheldon had some issues early on, had an accident, and retired from the race.
Zox is in pits now.
Yeah, I was gonna say he needed pit. Those there was really no option.
Yeah, after that trip to
back.
the beach, it was
Taking 10.
very problematic.
Joshy's gonna lap.
And Chill Pill's in now, so he'll drop to the back of the grid.
Ooh, oh, yep, Chill Pill also had fresh tires, yep. Finn
Oh,
also had
yes.
some ice. Oh, I forgot Finn was back there.
Yep.
Zox,
Alpine going from a really good sprint race to a feature race to forget, to probably say the least here.
for both Alpine drivers.
Yeah, anyone 11th down is really open for a safety car to pack everybody up.
Joshy's kind of now looking for hope. Yes.
Joshy would probably be looking for a VSC right here. That's about the only way he'd keep any sort of gap in first. As Yusuf goes a little wide on Spoon there. He's probably pushing 2 limits now, so he's got to be a little bit careful as he runs out, but he can see. Oh, Joshy's in pits.
Joshy's in the pits. Alright.
Joshy is in the pits. Let's see where he comes out. Pretty sure he's going to be between 6th and 7th. Oh, nope, never mind. I am really wrong about that. Really wrong about that. He might be 5th. Might be 5th. Fourth it is, and he's got real fresh tires now. He'll go on a charge for 10 laps on these mediums.
Although, my personal opinion, I would have been soft on. That's just me, though.
And as softs, you're lucky to get 7-ish laps out of here.
So yeah, it was a little too early. Okay.
Yep, if we had maybe a safety car, he probably could have held out on the hards for softs, but... It's not that bad. Oh, and Joshy with losing the rear. He got on the grass a little bit on the hairpin.
Yeah, I saw that.
He, that's going to take his chances down. Those rears are going to be a little hot now and a little extra wear on them.
McLaren's looking like they're going to get some of the best points tonight.
They are in a really good spot now, but who knows after that that tussle with the grass there for Joshy.
Alright, let's see.
After all pit stops have been completed, your top 5: Websy for Williams, Miauzi 4 Ferrari, Yusuf P3 in the Aston Martin, and then McLaren 4th and 5th, Joshy and Apollo Pepsi. As Miauzi goes into the lead over Websy.
Good battle for the lead still.
Yusuf can still see them in his sights. He's hanging back there, probably saving a little bit of tire to try and attack at the end.
This is a great cam we have for Yusuf. Nice little nose cam. Shows you the intensity, how insane this track is. Nice little rubber building up, going up over the hill.
This is going to be a very tight finish at the end here. Between the top 4, possibly top 5, with if Apollo can pull away.
I would honestly start to think about marbles coming out of the hairpin.
Well, there definitely is. These guys are well aware of that. If you get anywhere off that inside line, you're just on little rubber wheels at that point, and there's not a ton you can do besides take it a little bit slower and try and get that car pointed around and get her going again.
Websy keeping MC and DRS, so let's see what kind of car. Ooh, Websy has a little bit of charge, so that might actually...
They're both pretty even with each other, looks like, so... They've been holding with each other real strong for quite a while now.
Websy back to the lead. Oh, both Alpines are up 2 positions, left 12. I mean, they have a lot of work to go. As long as I can get within 3 seconds of MASH, that they could at least score a point out of there. I mean, half points better than nothing.
Well, Inners does points all the way down, so they're still going to score points.
Good to know.
Right. They are going to score points. It's just a matter of how much more points they can get.
That is true. That's good to know that they score. I kind of like that.
It gives everybody a little something to fight for. You still have to meet, you know, finish requirement of. Please, somebody correct me again if I'm wrong. I believe it's 75% of the race.
Yeah,
I'm not fully aware what the
I'm not sure.
the qualifier is for points, but
Yeah.
the gap half a second between Websy and Meowsy at the front. Yusuf 3 seconds behind them, and Joshy's made up
Check tires.
a little bit over a second and a half now between the last 2 laps to Yusuf.
Joshy is actually making up some serious ground on Yusuf.
He is. How much of it is Yusuf holding back versus Joshy really pushing and pressing?
Well, Joshy's also 4 lap newer tires. Well, and they're mediums.
And I was gonna say, and a softer compound, yeah. So it could be just a mix of a couple things here, but we're getting into the nitty gritty here with 7 laps to go. And the top 2 are nose to tail into the Degners.
7 laps to go. We just hit lap 20. Websy and
Meowsy with a slight loss to the back end there. Lock up into
Yusuf still there.
the hairpin.
Joshy is catching. Everybody's on a 1 stop. So far.
A couple of guys really hoping for a late safety car right now. We definitely know Websy and Meowsy do not want that safety car.
Limitless.
Because they're holding up.
Oh, shout out to Limitless for struggling early on in the race and just coming on late with the top 5.
Yeah, that's the perks of that VSC pit stop.
That pit stop did really help him. Same with Wombat. Wombat was Aussie.
Meowsy is going for a move down the front stretch for the lead into turn 1, has the inside line. Get her slowed down and holds on to it with no issues.
It looks like it doesn't really. It looks like it's just a 2-car breakaway. So it looks like it's just MC and Websy.
It looks like that now visually, but how much of it could be these two pushing hard and Yusuf is tire saving. Again, same with Joshy. He might be pushing on his mediums to Yusuf holding up. It could also be Yusuf trying to play a game of getting into a little tandem with Joshy and trying to catch up to these guys in the last couple seconds and making it a 4-car battle at the end. Joshy is on the back end of Yusuf right now, coming through Spoon Curve.
Yeah, like I said, Joshy's got 4 laps fresher tires, so Wombat's coming up. Limitless fell down the side.
I think stuck on the way.
Ooh, what happened to Limitless? Aussie just got a 3-second penalty.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, it looks like Joshy's going to make a move on Yusuf. Joshy into the podium position. Now he could sniff second and first.
Coming in just outside.
If I could say it correctly, my apologies.
Josh is definitely going to be making a charge again. And I know Yusuf is going to in a good position now, trying to, as long as he can keep onto the back of Joshi and stay within that second window and not only get DRS but get drug up to the front of the guys, to the front.
Ooh,
This is going to be a
Joshy's
strong finish.
5 laps to go. Or 6 laps to go, my bad.
There's a very real possibility we'll have a 4-car battle at the end of this race for the win. Because Yusuf is definitely hanging on to the back of Joshi, and they are getting drug up to that lead tandem.
This battle's about to heat up. Where's the spicy meter? So we need a spicy meter. Or a heat meter. For every time we say get the heat up.
Yeah, if we're looking at a spice meter right now between Ketchup and Carlos Sainz, we're definitely leaning towards the Carlos Sainz side, I'll tell you that much. Also, don't ask me why Ketchup is on that list. I've heard people say Ketchup is spicy.
We're not going to go into that argument. We'll argue on Facebook for that one.
Alright, we'll change it up to hot sauce. We'll change it up to hot sauce, buffalo sauce.
Yeah, it's buffalo sauce.
We're still leaning well towards Carlos on that point. But anyway.
And it's not the good kind of spicy. Put them away, man.
Alright, with a little over 3.5 laps to go. Our grid right now is Meowsy, Websy, Yusuf, the McLarens of Joshi and Apollo. We have Mighty Wombat, Limitless Draco, GLX Cam, Mash Jr., Aussie 2K, Zox and Finns, the Alpines, Prosperic Drop Bear, our keyboard racer, and Chill Pill, the last of the still to be classified drivers. Little Sheldon is our only DNF between the sprint and the feature race, with having issues controlling the rear of the car, and he just said he'll park it right then and there on the track, and brought out a VSC. That has put Apollo in a decent spot for points, and Joshi and Yusuf are dragging each other to the front here.
Those two McLarens, I honestly think those two McLarens, oh, they're a little too far apart.
Definitely far apart. It's Yusuf and Joshi working together to drag to the front with 3 laps to go now.
Are they gonna have
or 4, 3 at the end of this lap.
But are they going to have enough time to...
They just need to get a sniff of the back end of the Ferrari or the Williams, whichever happens to be in P2 at that point, and they're going to be right there. They've already clawed back about 6/10 over the last lap and a half, so they're definitely pushing to get there.
Like I said, Joshi still has the freshest tires still.
They all have to just keep it clean, and
this is going to be I think it's going to be a last. You think it's going to come down to a last lap pass?
it definitely is coming in last lap pass. I think it's going to be.
Ooh, Yusuf is gaining an insane amount of time.
Yep, he dropped a bunch of ERS. But he's right there. Now we can build and save. Josh is going to get dragged along here at the top. So they're definitely in it now. It's just saving and finding that spot to be in at the last second here.
Another battle for the lead. Sorry, Mid-Pack, but you guys are... Oh, Ash has
Another 3 seconds. That puts him at 6 seconds. He's going to drop definitely behind Finns. That P9 belongs to Zox right now. Oh, now it definitely belongs to Zox. Is Aussie... Ooh, is there a spinner down there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Finn just like... Oh. For 12. Oh my. Limitless just absolutely got ran off track.
Yeah, that's as you were just giving him props for fighting through the adversity and being at the front of that midfield.
Sorry, Limitless, I didn't mean to jinx it, my dude.
Let's be mad at him. He gave you the commentator's curse.
Yep.
2 to go at the end of this lap, and I think we're gonna have. I think we're looking at where this
Excellent, excellent.
on that straight between Spoon and 130R. I think that's where we're gonna look for this move to happen.
That's what I'm thinking too. But back to the Limitless situation, I think the stewards might have to investigate that because that might have been might not have enough space and shoved off track.
Very well possible. I didn't see it. I don't know if you were able to catch much of it. I just saw the.
I caught him 3 wide and he got sent off track. I don't know. I couldn't tell. But stewards let us know the penalty or no penalty.
We'll find out, and we'll find out in due time as we gear our attention back to the top 4 cars. As Joshy is tailing off a little bit. Now I'm almost 2 seconds behind Yusuf, so it is. He's not out of it yet, but it is a 3-car battle, as it looks.
Unfortunately, it looks like Josh used up all his mediums. Unfortunately, might have pushed too hard too early. First or third
little bumper car. A little bumper car action through that hairpin. As Yusuf looks to be now what would be the inside of Spoon Curve, on the inside of Meowsy. Does he go for the move? Does he get the move done? He does get the move done. Oh, but Meowsy was very well off track. Could that have been evasive action, or was that being pushed off by Yusuf? We will have to look.
From my angle, it looked like he was evasive action, but who knows? We'll see what the stewards say.
And the biggest beneficiary out of all of that was still Websy. He gained about 6 tenths of gap between these guys. Yes, we enter the final lap here.
Yeah, they're in the walls at Captain.
Yusuf does not have ERS, or he's just building as he's got his blinking light. With Meowsy on the inside, it's going to get real tight up here.
Excellent.
Yusuf able to be late on the brakes, but he could not hold it. Gonna have to concede into the S's as Meowsy is starting to hold him up a little bit.
The Alpines are on the charge. They're up to 9th and 8th. Ooh.
Mash retired in pits. It is in pits. It wouldn't affect the outcome necessarily in this regard either, but.
Okay, so Mash had it look like he was like car go up. Unfortunately, I don't think you will score any points. I believe you have to finish the race, not get out in points.
Yusuf tagging just the back end of Meowsy into the hairpin as they look to.
On the stairs, kind of.
They're gonna have to. It's gonna be a close one. They have to have.
Yeah,
they have to have a good run down to 130R.
Yeah, this is where you ERS dump, and they're doing it. They are dumping a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Where are they coming from?
Josh fell back a little bit. Yeah, his mediums are gone. Battle for
Yusuf looks to the inside but doesn't go for it. He might have looked to send a dummy as he tags it back into Meowsy. But he loses it out of the end. Your tier 1 winner will be Websy.
Good race, Webs. Good race. Great racing also.
Websy, your winner as the podium rounds out with Meowsy, Ferrari, and Yusuf in the Aston Martin. It did get a little dicey at the end there, between between second and third. Joshy with 4th, GLX Cam 5th, Mighty Wombat with a nice 6th place finish. The Alpines, Finns and Zoc 7-8, Apollo P9, Limitless P10, Aussie 2K 11th, Prosperic 12th, Chill Pill just crossing the line now to round it out.
My question
for your finishing classified drivers.
Who do you think was driver? Who do you feel like the deserves driver today? I'd actually
the game says Zox.
I personally think driver of the day, honestly, I think it's between Apollo and Zox, honestly. I personally think Apollo had I think that's my opinion. Apollo had driver of the day. We want to pull in our winner have a little bit of an interview?
I am working on getting the boys in here as we speak. Just a moment. I'll have you as we look to round out our weekend results. Websy, Meowsy, and Yusuf are top 3 over the course of the weekend. Finns and Josh, he got 12 points apiece in game. Not to say that that's what they're going to get, as inters does go different race-wise.
Excellent race, all in all.
Yeah, after looking at the results, I definitely agree that Zox was deserving of
the driver of the day. Yeah, I looked back at that, looking at the results, because he had I do think, think about it, because he went down to 15th, had issues at the start, and then same issues with Limitless.
Yup.
If Limitless didn't get screwed out there, I think Limitless gets the driver of the day, but
so we're just holding out for a few minutes to get our podium drivers in here. Meowsy has joined us. We're just waiting on Yusuf and Websy.
start arguing in chat. Well, they're gonna let them blow off steam for a minute before we bring them in for interviews. It always happens after a race. Gotta let them blow off steam.
Sounds good.
So after all of that, while we wait for our folks to get in here, what did you think of the race?
I thought it was an excellent race. Nah, like... Now, while we're waiting... we're just letting, like I said, once again, we're letting the argument settle down a little bit, because, like I said, I always after the race, I think I need some ice in that cooldown room. What do you think?
A little bit. We'll not be having
we can get supplies to Demont.
Yusuf be joining us. We're just waiting for Websy Admin. If he's joining. We do have Meowsy with us. How you doing, bud?
Hey, Mousy, how we doing?
Not optimal after that race.
I don't know, you looked pretty damn good tonight.
Yeah, I know, but like, it's not well, I mean, when you have two drivers who know that I have more raw pace on terms of cornering, and they're working against you, so it's not optimal when that happens. Like, I had the pace to be first by a mile, but Websy's straight line speed and Yusuf's tomfoolery prevented me from getting probably a win. So yeah, it wasn't optimal. I had good quality pace. I'm pretty sure my banker would have been enough for pole position. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Still good points. Good job
good
tonight.
quality pace. Pardon?
Good job tonight. Do you think that safety car helped you out a little bit? Helped you and your teammate out a little bit? Or a virtual safety car?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the VSC basically helped Finn so much, but then I don't know what happened to him, but yeah, he dropped back, and obviously Cam, who was frantically going into the box, he managed to get a lot out of that, and yeah, that basically removed my opponent and helped my teammates. So yeah, it was quite good. It really helped me per se, and I was at massive risk as well because I had a notification glitch after my disconnect in qualifying, so I had no idea when the VSC was going to end, if I was exceeding my delta at all. So it was just pure luck that I didn't get a drive through. Nor could I see any
Yeah, I
warnings
saw
either,
that.
so it was it was quite bad. I've had this before and I've gotten drive-throughs because of that, but so I was quite lucky on that regard. Yeah, but overall had good pace, but just the people around me worked pretty well to
Yep.
prevent me.
That was some good battling with those two. It was just the Mercedes engine versus the Ferrari engine. Like, you really can't do anything about those. Even with the new cars, Mercedes still has insane straight line speed.
Yeah, the Williams was, yeah, I'm pretty sure he was running low 20s and I was, or maybe high 20s. Yeah, so Webbsy was rocket down the straight, so I was like kind of planning out what I would want to do for the final lap, and I wasn't really too sure because I knew I could stick with them, but like I don't know if I would have enough straight line speed to get past them, so it was going to be a bit dicey regardless. It would be a bit optimistic for me to go for the win, like, you know, looking at Webbsy's straight line speed, but yeah, I felt like I definitely could have won if I broke the RS with Webbsy after the pit stops, but you know, a couple of mistakes on my outlap trying to warm up the tires prevented that. If I had known that it would be that much, I probably would have locked in a bit more, but yeah, that was the difference, I guess, 2,000ths of a second between me and not winning because of the RS, but yeah, oh well, we move. 2 weeks from now we'll be in Austria, so hopefully more DRS games could ruin my race again, so yeah, hopefully I have some good pace there, so yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be a struggle with DRS trains in Austria. Looks like you're gonna be the only one that we're gonna be able to get in for review today, so hopefully you don't mind a little bit of a longer one. Was that a little bit in the last lap or two between you and Yusuf? Was that a little bit of contact a couple times with the hairpin?
Yes, he
what
hit
happened
me
there?
several times in the hairpin, and then Spoony kind of just like slightly touched me and forced me onto the grass, which sent me completely flying off the track. So I'm going to be looking at that. There was several times throughout that race where I've just been whacked around. So yeah, definitely something I'm going to be looking at and reviewing in the coming day or two. So yeah, hopefully, yeah, I could get my rightful position.
Yeah, especially with the tightness of that track and only widening up on that front stretch, it's a little bit of wheel banging more than what people would like to have and honestly would like to admit. Yeah, that's gotta be tough dealing with not having any sort of visual aid on your HUD with having the VSC and all that after you lagged out.
Yeah, it wasn't very good. Lots of times where it could have gone very wrong with that, and I also couldn't see any warnings either, so I had no idea what my warning count was, so I just had to hope that it was on 0 and just go for it.
Yeah, not much else you can do in that case.
Yeah.
Good job though tonight. I know you're disappointed you had the speed to win, but hey, goddamn good points for Ferrari.
Yeah, at least I didn't drop down to B3 because of that instance, so that's something, I guess. I had a lot of battery saved entering the penultimate lap, so I obviously Yusuf had minimal trying to keep with us in DRS, so yeah.
I jumped out.
Well, I think that is it. Congratulations again on P2. What could have been a P1, but everybody can take what they can get.
Yeah.
Take care now. Have good luck next week.
Well, it's gonna be a break week, so yeah, in 2 weeks, I guess.
Good luck in 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll be back racing in a couple weeks for my midterms. But anyway, have a great night, man. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, and that wraps it up for tonight's stream. I hope you guys enjoyed. they let the two Americans run it tonight. Hopefully you like the stream. We'll see you next time.
Peace.